I'm Virginia McGathey here on the floor at the CME Group reporting on the grain market today. Soybeans really dropped. It just seems that non-commercial started to liquidate some of their long futures positions. They really suffered some big losses as the market started to tank, and then once they started to sell out, it just like added insult to injury. We got to an area where this morning even the commercials were selling as well, and that bearish slide really just continued. And right now the perfect growing conditions are also helping the crops right now, so that's one more thing adding to it. And looking ahead to the month end, the acreage report, there is some real concern that it would be in big trouble if they did add some acres to the soybean crop. That means all bets are off, and we're going to be looking at $9 even as close as we are right now. Corn was steady today. Interestingly enough, they really are suffering from the same issues as soybeans, although the USDA bullish world stocks report was a little bit less than they had expected, so that was underpinning the futures price today, and so it was bouncing around a little bit as unchanged, so it really didn't get the big sell-off like soybeans did. But the market did start lower overnight, just because of all the other issues. But I think that everyone was stepping up and kind of supporting that market, and it held somewhat all day today. It certainly looks like the good weather is also helping to, the good weather is helping the corn market as well. That might put a little pressure, but on the opposite side, around the world, there has been some difficulty with the weather in Argentina, Brazil, and even Russia. So that's also buttressing these prices, and that's why we got a little bit of back and forth and a somewhat mixed trade. I'm not sure how long that's going to hold, but we'll watch that for tomorrow. Wheat also had a pullback today. It seemed that the uptick in the U.S. Production, it really put some pressure on the futures. Started to send it lower, double digits, almost 20 cents at one point. The markets tried to come back and then slipped back down again, and it gave back basically all the gains that we had yesterday. The spring wheat is really starting very, very well. The weather is good, so that's also one more thing added onto the pile, and that's what pushing those prices down. On the other side, the winter wheat is in full harvest right now, so we don't exactly have the numbers, but we're going to be getting those soon. Perhaps those kind of numbers might help to give us the shot in the arm that we're looking for. As it stands right now, the wheat did end up on its lows, and the trend is to the bearish side. So this is a kind of an early sell-off for this time of the year, but that's not to say that we could get a bigger turnaround. There is still some issues with the Chinese tariff talks and all things geopolitical going on, so perhaps we can get a little bit of reprieve from that and maybe give us a little bit of a push in the market. That's all from the floor at the CME Group here in Chicago. I'm Virginia McGathey.